Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the lights down. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.
What's up? You know what it is. Dr. David is in the house. And this is like, there's a couple streaks going on right now. There's a 7 or 8 game winning streak or losing streak?
I think it's, I think we're going for 10, right?
Yeah, we're going for the big old double digit. But the other amazing streak going on right now, it's a 3-game Drew streak. You know what I'm saying? We're in the house.
We cooking right now. Hey, we heating up a little bit.
We're cooking with you. There we go. Give you the center of attention, buddy.
We're only two teams who ain't done nothing yet. That's why.
What happened?
I said we're the only two fan bases. Their teams haven't done nothing yet.
Oh, well, this team behind me ain't done nothing about 30 years, bro. So it's all good, man.
I got more than that.
So the crazy thing is, like, I had somebody. It's not like an insider, but somebody that is close to a couple of things, and they were like, "Hey, bro, it's going." He called me like 2 weeks ago. He's like, "It's going to get wild." He's like, "If everything goes according to plan." He's like, I don't know for sure it is. He's like, "But from what I hear, there's going to be a lot of teams jockeying to make moves, and especially after Trey, I think a lot of people thought because Trey was such a big move that it probably was going to be like down. It'll probably be like you'll hear rumors, but not too much was going to get done." And I don't know. The last couple of days has been crazy, man. Like,
been a lot going on.
Yeah, but if you think about it, especially in the East, I was talking about it with a coworker too. It's like it's so open in the East. Like you might as well make a run. Like you might as well try to at least get to the finals. I don't know if you're going to beat anybody in the West, but you might as well get to that point because at that point anything goes, right? Like somebody in the West team might get injured. You know, you might just be at a high. You know, like anything's possible, man. We saw what the Chauncey Billups Detroit Pistons team did. Like nobody thought that team was going to win a championship. There wasn't even really like a one on that team. There was all just guys that played great together. So,
let me ask David, what do you think? Do you think like the collective bargaining agreement and all these aprons? Do you think it's going to be, maybe harder to keep teams together? So, even for example, like the Thunder, right? Like, they look unbeatable, right now, or not this year necessarily, but after last year, they got tested in the playoffs, right? But still, they came out the gates like gangbusters, right? So it was like, oh, they might, anybody gonna beat them? But then, as you can see, they're showing a little vulnerability, and to Manny's point, you think other teams are like, look, okay, maybe right now this team is, they're the cream of the crop, but who's to say, next year or 2 years from now, we might be able to slide in there with a couple of upgrades and make a move because there's not that, clear-cut dominant team that looks like they're going to rule over the East for the next, 5 years or whatever.
I definitely think there's going to be some turnover. And, I mean, it's the way the collective bargaining agreement and these aprons and things like that, it's definitely going to, these teams are going to start to break up a little sooner. I mean, not everybody's going to be able to do – I mean, Drew, better than everybody. Not everybody's going to be able to do what the Warriors did because not everybody's going to get Steph on that minimal contract they signed that first time. Remember, his ankles were hurt, so they signed him to like a $44 million deal.
Yeah, 4-year, 44, which was it was crazy because
you had
like both ends of the spectrum, right? I think like Ty Lawson and some other guys had signed a similar deal, so it was in line, but it was kind of like, hey, dude, this guy might not. Is he even going to play? You know what I mean? On the other hand, it was like, well, if he does reach, what he's shown to, at least, some of what he could do is like, then that might be a bargain, right?
But it wasn't the rookie max though, right? It wasn't.
No, it was not.
It was. Well, back then it was probably like, I don't know, maybe I was 11, so they were 16, 17, I think, around that time, maybe. So it was like, it was a deal if he could be healthy, and obviously it turned out that way. But yeah, it could have went other ways, and they definitely had some luck when they got Curry, when the cap spiked and all that. So yeah, you definitely need to get, kind of lucky with some of your moves and be very, prudent with your salary cap move and structure, things like that. So it's interesting to see. I don't know how long this runs, but I'm not a big fan of the aprons. I like everybody having a chance, but I just don't like when it's like, you have players that you drafted and developed, and it's like, you're paying the market value deals more or less, and then then you're getting penalized more or less for drafting and developing.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, like you brought up OKC. I mean, they drafted Chet. They got Shea when he was young. They got Jalen Williams. Have to pay all these guys. They're going to start hitting that, those aprons, the luxury tax, and you have to break up a team that they drafted and developed.
Right.
That's where I think that this does hurt. So I don't know. I think in a couple of years, I think you're right. I think you're going to, some of those players could be had, and they're just going to have to get rid of them because they have no choice.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's not. Yeah. If you're over, you literally. Yeah. It's not an option. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, over a year, it hasn't been terrible. I mean, there's been more parity, but I feel like the overarching thing for me is it gives owners a little bit of an out, or oh well, we can't do it, we can't pay them because the aprons. It's just like one of those buzzwords now. Even though it's true, but it's like the aprons, man. Aprons. that's like
we'll get a t-shirt that says aprons. Am I right?
Right. It's like aprons, man. Hey, we tried, bro. Aprons, man. Yeah, it's like, aprons, dude. Yeah.
Well, man, I know we're gonna probably get into it, but let me ask you. What are you hearing from your side right now? Like, are the Warriors gonna do anything? Like, are they still trying to track down Giannis? Are they, are they mentioned with any other trades or anything? Like, because we're only coming from a Sacramento side. Like, what are you hearing from your team?
So, at first, when we came on a week or two ago, I always thought it was a long shot, but I said, but I don't count out Joe Lacob. And then as it kind of got some more talk, and I kind of started to be like, all right, you know what? Maybe this thing does have like a 25% chance if they can pull it off before a deadline. And to me, he's the one player that I wouldn't be mad if they more or less, quote unquote, moved the farm for. Any other player, I'll be hesitant to see. Depending, but him, it's like, 4 picks. 3 picks, pick swaps. You could have Pods, Moody, whatever. It's Giannis, right? So I think that Lacob's willing to, from all accounts, he's willing to throw the kitchen sink at it. But I don't know. It seems like maybe it's more. I think Milwaukee's doing a lot of posturing too. Well, they'll hang on to him through the deadline and revisit it in the summer. So if that happens, I don't think the Warriors have any chance. Really, it doesn't make any sense next year, right? So I think there's, I don't know, maybe a 10% chance, in my opinion, that Milwaukee's posturing, and if Golden State, if they they go all in and maybe they give the picks and the protections or whatever, or not have the protections that Milwaukee is looking for, and it's a better deal than Miami or Minnesota, then maybe. But as far as but I think that's kind of where they're at right now. I don't, it's kind of like all our eggs are kind of in that basket. Maybe they can pivot, but I think right now, I think that they're like really just going all in and try to force their hand by the deadline. As far as a backup move, I don't know, but if that falls through, man, they to me do something. Don't overreact and don't. You know what I mean? Make a bad deal, but at the same time, I'm like, give Steph something. Just give Steph something, man. Give Steph somebody who can at least, he can roll with. No matter how small of a chance it is, the Duke can single-handedly almost take down another team. So just give the man some help. Who is that player? I don't know. I still maybe Michael Porter Jr. they pivot to, but I think they're really all in on Giannis right now. And as small as a possibility as it may be, I know how Lacob is. He's always big game hunting. So I say 10% chance, but I'm not holding my breath for it.
Last thing I saw was, at least online wise, was that the two teams basically, if it were to go down, the last 2 teams are basically Miami, and with Golden State having, from the way they put it, was like Golden State has a better haul. It just depends on what it is they want to do. Yeah.
It's like I think they're in there somewhere. I don't know how serious. I don't know. And it's hard to know what to believe, right? Not that these writers are BSing, but where is the information coming from? You know what I mean? Is it coming from Giannis? Is Cam coming from the Bucks? So sometimes it's like Things, yeah. So it's hard to tell, but I definitely think, I'm not that biased. Like I have heard Miami and Minnesota are probably, and I understand Minnesota. I mean, Ant and Giannis, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's disgusting, dude. So I can see, I can see that. I hope it doesn't happen just because of Warriors, but as a basketball, like that's nasty. And Miami, I don't know. I'm not sure, who they're looking to trade or whatever. But at Minnesota, I can see if I'm Giannis, why that will be attractive. But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking, but I think Minnesota probably makes the most basketball sense, maybe. But then you got Pat Riley over there, Miami's. I don't know, man. It's a long shot. It's a long shot for us, but I think that they're kind of just, man, throwing a Hail Mary, bro. They're hoping that the Bears defense are out there for a Hail Mary and they're just sleeping and the guy's not paying attention and
Yeah, I mean,
sorry. Sorry, I was unnecessary, man.
Stupid.
Washington
so
throwback last year, my bad, man.
Oh shit. But I mean, that's what it is. You go for it. You're not guaranteed that the other team's going to say, okay, we're with you. And
Right.
that's all you can do, right? Like at the end of the day is try to make those moves on two levels. One, you're trying to make your team better now, but you're also not trying to dig yourself a grave for 4 to 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Right. You got to be realistic. Like even if you get Giannis, like where are you at with that in the West? Like, are you number one at that point?
No, well, like
right.
to me, I don't get caught up, and this is just my my view as a fan. If they get Giannis, I'm not gonna get caught up in where they're, to me it's like, hey, you gave Steph a true dog, like get to the playoffs.
You're giving him a chance.
Give him a chance, and that's where I'm at. And would they be a favorite? No, but they'd be a hell of a lot more dangerous in a 7-game series versus. I don't know if they're trading, the depth that they have left, but I think at this point it's all for just get them to the dance. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're 7 seed, 2 seed, whatever, get there and give Steph a shot. I think that's the most important thing, and the better chance you can give them, you know what I mean? I think that's what they're trying to do.
Look, I don't care what anybody says. They'd be lying if they said even if you kept the team constructed as is, if you get a healthy Curry in the playoffs. Don't nobody want to see that dude.
Yeah,
nobody want to see that dude. Like that's just the truth.
It's cliche and all that, and I mean, is it a guarantee? No, but it's just like playoffs.
It's the fear of God, bro. He puts the fear of God into people.
Yeah, playoffs is where legends are made, right? Like Dirk Nowitzki, 2011, right? He had he's choke artist, blah blah blah, and who knows? Curry's a little older probably than Dirk was at that time, but who knows? Maybe Curry just goes nuclear, bro, and has like a 30, 35 a game, 50, 95, stash line. I don't know. It's probably unlikely, but hey, man, that's what I'm saying. Just give him a chance. And for me as a fan, that's all I can ask. And just give him another weapon in his arsenal. You know what I mean? If Giannis falls through, fine. Get a man something, bro. You can't sit on. I know Jimmy's hurt and all that, but at the same time, it's like he's not 33. We'll wait until the off. Like, no, man, like. Nah, like they got pieces. Give that man somebody, who could put the ball in the hoop, another good player, and just give him a chance. I know I'm a broken record, but that's my biggest.
No, it's 100% accurate, man. That's 100% accurate. Just gotta give him a chance because, like you said, ain't nothing promised.
I think the demise of Steph is greatly exaggerated, though, man. To me, the dude's one of the most incredibly conditioned athletes out there. I mean, he does not look like of course he's not 25 anymore, but man, Steph could probably go another 4 or 5 years.
He's a lot stronger now too than he was when he came in the league. He was like, now he's stronger. He can, but I mean, he is going to have those nagging injuries. You know what I mean? Those knees a little and all that, but yeah, just give him somebody. I think part of it is just without Butler there, he has to just work so damn hard. You know what I mean? To like carry the team for stretches, and it's like give him somebody else who can do that for night in and night out. Not somebody who can do it on a night. You know what I mean? A lot of players can do that on one night. Buddy Hield could do that on one night. Moses Moody could do. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. But give somebody like that can bring it every single night, and you can go to him when Curry's on the bench. That was the biggest thing with Butler too is. They call him the non-Steph minutes. When Steph on the bench, that plus minus is in the tank, But with Butler out there, he can orchestrate the offense. So I think that's the biggest thing they're missing too is just somebody else, can just take over when Steph's gone. So,
and that's what it is to me. Is at his age, yes, he can be the greatest player on earth, but he can't. From what I've seen in the last, I'd say about the year and a half, as you notice the decline in like the longevity of games. Like if he's dropping 40 for 2, 3, 4 games, I guarantee you that fifth game he's going to drop like 10 points, 12 because he's exhausted. It's
and
like you're asking him to do so much.
I feel like to your point too, it's kind of also how he's doing it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like lately it's like he's had to, especially with no Butler, it's like he has to work so hard. He's handling the ball, running around versus if it's kind of in the flow of the offense and somebody's Jimmy Butler's driving a lane and Steph Curry's standing out the 3-point line and he's over there just flicking threes. That's a different 40-pointer than him driving to the hole every time, getting bumped, getting contact. You know what I mean? Falling to the ground, just exerting a lot of energy. And I think those are more of the 30-40-point games that he's having lately, is where he's literally every single play he's not just taking the shot, but he's creating the shot. And I feel like that's those minutes, they take a toll on you more than him just kind of being a decoy and letting somebody else get theirs and him just standing there and chucking. So yeah.
You flip it around to the other side over here, man. One of the things, man, and I didn't mean to switch topics and stuff like that.
No, go for it.
Some of the stuff we were talking about today and D'Lo and KC were talking about, this is, again, I'm going to have to agree with Kenny again, man. It's like Kings need to pick a lane and stay in it. What are you going to do? Are you trying to reload and rebuild fast? Or are you trying to tear it down? Do one or the other. Like, that's the only thing I didn't like about this, the trade that they did make. It's like, man, that was almost it sounds funny, but a win now type trade. Okay, you want to see what the dude looks like with Keegan, but, okay, fine, he's hurt. And like tonight is a perfect example. They started Russ, Bean, DeMar, Sabonis and Hunter, and it's like, oh, that average age was about 35 in there probably or something like that. It's like, what are you doing? No kind of plan whatsoever.
Did either of you guys see? I don't know, it was a podcast. I'm not sure the name of the podcast, but Scott Perry was on there a few years ago, and he was talking about DeAndre Hunter. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw some of it. I didn't get to see
a little bit. I didn't watch
it. That's what I.
Yeah.
I learned
he likes him a lot.
No, he likes him. That's why he did this. That's why he likes this player. And sometimes I feel like, seems like I don't know if it's just Perry or Vegas, like they fall in love with a player instead of like, it's like, oh, we love this guy. Let's get him into our building. It's like, bro, that's cool and all, but like you're not like, it's like, where's the overall? Where's the blueprints, bro? You're over here just buying shit from Home Depot, like what are we building? Let's hear your point, right? They're just having people like, bro, I love these cabinets, dude. I don't even have a kitchen roughed out, but I'm gonna buy these cabinets.
I'm gonna get some cabinets.
Yeah,
don't got a roof, but I'm gonna buy some doors.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah. So I don't. Yeah, to your point, it's not a bad move in a vacuum, and it didn't make sense. But when I watched that interview, I was like, oh, okay, no, that explains everything. He likes this guy. He's a guy that he likes. That's a Scott Perry guy. Everybody would ask me, who's a Scott Perry guy? DeAndre Hunter, obviously, is a Scott Perry guy, right? So he's a good player, not a bad player, but it's just like this was a move that would need to be like 3 years ago, right? And it's like he's not. Like I said, he's not. It's just it's where are they going, kind of thing.
My thing is like I didn't even care. Like I didn't even mind the player himself. Like I was like, all right, man. Like he's at that age. Basically, he could grow with the young kids and end up being one of the veterans that you need at some point. But it's what you gave up. It's what you threw in another pick again to a trade where you didn't have to.
Yeah, don't tell me second round picks ain't shit. Like I mean, man. they're not nothing. But it's like
they get trades done.
Right, exactly. They're sweeteners. They're sweeteners, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, look at even this year. Like I said this to someone earlier. It was like I've noticed two things with all the trades this year. One, there were teams in the East that were just trying to take advantage of how weak the East was, right, and get better and see what they could do. And two, there was a bunch of teams that took the OKC formula and tried to duplicate it. Now you've got teams like the Hornets who have like, what I write down, I said they have 11 first rounders and 13 second rounders.
Right back. My fault.
You're good. They have 11 first rounders, and 13 second rounders for the next 7 years. And then even the Bulls, even though I don't know what the hell they're doing they have like 10 guards on their team right now. They look like the Sacramento Midwest, but they also have accumulated picks. Like, so there was one or the other I saw a lot of three things. Either teams were giving up like Memphis, right? They're ready to overhaul and start over and get draft picks back. And again, that's the OKC formula again. And now Memphis has like 15 picks in the next 5-6 years where everybody is following either the OKC blueprint or they see they have a window right now. And so like you said, David, pick a lane, man. Like, I don't care if you give Sabonis away for peanuts. The money's off the table. Cool. So the trade that they were talking about, the 2 second rounders, like, I'm in. You ain't got to tell me nothing else. Give me the 2 second rounders. I don't care if you win this trade. Like, my point is not winning the trade at this point. It's just getting rid of this money so that we can start over and start whatever it is that, like Kenny said, whatever your plan is, we're still at ground zero right now. We hadn't even got to phase 1 yet because we're still stuck with the same team.
Well, it's like, and this is where I kind of not differ with people, but, because I agree, you don't make a trade for trade's sake. However, the players on this team don't work together. So if you bring in some new blood, maybe, maybe something happens, just a different mix of players. They need a different mix of players. This mix of players does not work. So, okay, like you're saying, are you going to tear it down now? Well, you just traded for a guy that, is in his late 20s. Okay, So
here's real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you. This is where I would have been okay. This is where I would have been okay with it. If you announce a starting lineup today and he's in the starting lineup, I'm okay with him being in the starting lineup. But then how about one of the, like, some of the younger guys are in the starting lineup too. You can keep a couple veterans in the lineup. That's fine. I understand DeRozan. I understand Russ. Fuck the bonus at this point. You already know what it is. Let him come off the bench for Max. I don't care what his feelings are about him. Same thing with the shooting guard position. Let Nick start at the shooting guard position. F it. Like, I would have been okay if I had seen that mixture in the starting lineup today. But all you showed me today is like you're running with the same old bullshit. You just added one new person to it. And then I'm just kind of curious, what are y'all going to do when Keegan comes back in 2 weeks? Let's say it's the 2 week. You're going to tell me you're going to move Hunter to the bench so they can have the same starting five again? If I see that shit, I'm losing my mind. If they don't make a move and they do that, I'm going to lose my mind because that's just stupid. Like, cool, I understand you can't move the money. If you can't move the money, at worst, just at least start a new lineup and grow with the young kids and don't care about the veterans. Like, whatever, bro. And I understand sometimes that's hard. And I've yelled at TC about that. Like, yo, bro, that's not how the NBA works because it really isn't. You can't
bench everybody, man. I put $150 million on the bench. I don't care, bro.
Yeah. You can't do that. Like, that's stupid. You're dealing with a players union. You're dealing with probably players banning your city. But you can at least move a couple out of there. Like, you don't have to have all 5 of them in there. That's just holding the city hostage. You're holding this fan base hostage doing that. Like, come on, man.
Well, as bad as they've been too, again, some of these other teams, you could tell they're selling their players because they're kicking the can down the road for next season, for this upcoming draft. Dude, I'm telling you, the Kings are going to win some meaningless games just like the Raiders always do.
Not this year.
I'm telling you, they're going to find themselves picking 7th or 8th. Watch.
Yeah, what's up with the Sabonis trade's dead now?
I don't know.
I've heard different things all over. I heard that it's still fluid. It's just a matter of.
Maybe a 13.
I don't think at this point third team or the Kings just have to say, okay, cool, and take what it is. Like, I don't want old boy's contract. I'll tell you that. I agree with Kenny on.
But on the flip side of that, if I'm the Raptors, bro, I'm not trading like 2 unprotected first to get off his contract. You get some bonus too, but yeah, it's kind of like a. Yeah, it's.
I take the seconds though. Like, I don't even think fuck the first. I don't need no first round picks. Just get the money off the books and give me the seconds.
Well, that's what I'm saying, bro. If you're gonna get at least a pick and like a 2 sets, yeah. Like, I don't know. I mean, I get it. His contract isn't as bad as Sabonis. But
well, the other side of that too is what does Perry want? That's another thing that Damian and them were saying, because they said Washington did offer a first. It wasn't as much as they gave up for Anthony Davis, but they did put almost the same trade out with less draft picks. I was like, man, why didn't you take that?
Right.
AD and Trae Young.
That's kind of crazy, but still, I mean,
I like that they went. Like, I put it to AD, like the Trae I get. AD, you can get off that money. I mean, it's not like he's got 6 years left on the contract.
But they gave up what, 2 picks for him? At least 1 pick.
They went all like, hey, at least like I said earlier, at least they did something.
Yeah, no,
like whether it works or not, they did something.
Yeah, it's probably gonna fail, but they got Sar, they got AD and Sar, and Trae Young.
I think that if they can stay healthy, I think it works. I think the pick and roll that you can do with that is nasty. But again, like, what's the chances AD stays healthy?
Hey, I'll tell you this: it's probably going to be a lot better than Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, and whatever the hell else they were doing last year.
That is true. That is true.
People tell me Jordan Poole is going to lead the league in scoring, and Draymond, shut the hell up, man.
I thought it was funny that Draymond's name came up in like a trade, like.
He knows it. He knows it. It's the first time I think it's actually like.
You think it's legit?
I think so, but I think they're not going to move him just to move him. I think
of course not.
I think it's going to be. It would have been if it happens. Like I said, I don't think it will personally, but it's got to be the Milwaukee move, right? Because if I'm Milwaukee, there's no reason why I want Jimmy Butler's contract, right? I mean, I know it's expiring next year, but I mean. To me, it's like Draymond, and then Kuminga picks. And play young Draymond is for veteran side foot. You got Kuminga, Pod, whatever pick 3-4 picks. I mean that to me like makes I have no idea what Milwaukee wants, and people can argue if that's a good enough trade package, but at least you have guys that are on playing on the court, right? Like say what you want about Draymond, but for them, I'm like even Butler does nothing. They're not getting off money. They're losing Giannis. They get picks back, but I think Draymond would make more sense for Draymond and young players or whatever. But
here's the thing, though. Dre's not going to Milwaukee. If that trade happens, he is not playing a game in Milwaukee.
And I mean, that's fine. To me, and I think this is the first time, and he knows it too, because if you hear him talk about it, he's kind of like, pretty self-aware right now that hey, it's getting to the end, and
oh yeah,
I know that this franchise values me, but they Steph is the top of the mountain, right? So he knows that hey, they got to do something crazy for a last chance. I might be in that. I could be in that deal. So I don't know. I think it's only for Giannis. I don't see them moving him for like a ancillary piece really, but. Yeah. I definitely think that this is the first time that it's there's been there's talks, but I feel like because he likes to talk, and he's been on his podcast like I don't know
all calm and
so
and it's definitely got to still go, like you can't convince me. It definitely those conversations go through stuff like, hey yo, we're about to pull this trigger. We need to know that you're good. If you're not good, we won't do it. But let it know.
Made a trade.
Are you serious?
Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to Atlanta Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis.
Get the F out of here, bro. What?
Wait,
say it again. What was it again?
Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to Atlanta for Kristaps Porzingis.
What's funny about that, David, is that when I was looking for trade partners and looking at,
I'm here too. You can say my name too, bro. You haven't said my name all night. You keep saying, "Hey Dave, hey Dave, hey Dave." Manny's here too. Anyway, go ahead, bro.
Hey, so David, bro, I was no, David and Manny, no. So back, when before the season started, whenever, kind of looking at, we all love to go on a trade machine, and it was kind of looking at salaries that were kind of in that 30-ish million, and his name is definitely one that I saw, and I didn't at the time. I was like, he fits. He can score. He can score. He can rebound, stretch the floor, all that. So he's definitely a name that I saw before. And not saying that I predicted this trade by any stretch. Like I had no idea, but he's definitely a name that did come up, and I thought, that's interesting, right? Like,
has he been playing?
David Serrania had the news today. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
So, Drew, I mean, it's your team. Give me. I know it's instant, but what are your thoughts initially when you hear that?
My initial thought is he's a piece that can help them.
In what ways?
He's tall. That's pretty, that's like snow. That's like snow in the Central Valley.
But so is Michigan, and he sucks at everything. So, but he's tall.
He's tall. For one. That's major. He can shoot the ball. Ball, right? He can score. I mean, he can shoot the three, and that's what their team is based around. And he can rebound. You know what I mean? And he gives them some, lineup flexibility. He's a big man who can shoot. So, Draymond could be in a closing lineup with Draymond or, whoever else. So I'm not going to sit here and say like it's a move that, all right, now, Curry's got a partner and they can really make some noise. I'm not going to go that far, but I'm not going to poo-poo it. It's not nothing.
He played with Horford too, right? On the Celtics, like they played pretty good together.
Yeah, actually,
they definitely could. I think, they're just, at times, it's a piece that I feel like it's Kerr likes. He can, if he can shoot for the most part, you know what I'm saying, and he can rebound.
He just got to stay healthy.
And they didn't give up. They didn't make a bad. I wouldn't say it's a bad move. I think it's an upgrade for now, 100%. But they didn't give up picks. Obviously, the Giannis thing ain't gonna work, right? So at least they pivoted to something that, is gonna help them, and they didn't get. I think he's a free agent after this year too, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. So that was one of their things, right? They didn't want to take on any money next year necessarily because things can pivot, man. Things can change quickly with that. So I think that they got a productive, pretty good player. Real quick, just a quick poll for you guys. Pause. Do you think that's a better deal than Dario Saric, Devin Carter?
Why did I know that was coming?
I'm just asking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being a smartass. I'm just saying, like, I mean, if Mike Deli, if he would have just got it done, he could have had pieces to help a long time ago. And
no, it's definitely better.
I mean,
if he's healthy, it's better.
And can give you 20 and 10 on. I mean.
So the other question, smartass, about it is, do you think, because you could still now when we pivot to Giannis, you can't just add them outright. Like now, some of those pieces you were going to use probably aren't, or now you got, because I don't know what Porzingis makes, but I'm pretty sure it's a hefty crime. It's a decent.
30. Well, so you got JK at 22.5. I think Buddy's at around 9.
Okay, so kind of I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
I think Kristaps right around 30 or so. So yeah,
but those are pieces now you can't use to offset like money wise if you're
I think that's dead. I think Giannis is dead, bro. Personally, I don't think
so. So I'll tell you how it's not dead, and I'm not saying this is what they'll do. It's a long shot, but I do think like a city like Milwaukee, a team like Milwaukee, once you trade him, you're resetting totally. You can't. Milwaukee is not a city that you can do. LA can do. Chicago can do. LA, New York can do. You're not going to just grab. People aren't going to want to just go flock and play in Milwaukee. It's just the truth.
So are you talking about now deadline, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about once you've already committed to getting rid of Giannis, you are in full blown.
Right. But back up real quick. I'm sorry. So as far as the Warriors, though, you say it's not dead. Do you mean like this trade deadline, the next 24 hours, not dead, or you mean like after?
I still think they can get Giannis in the next day and a half, because it would all be dependent on Butler, though, and it would have to be Milwaukee saying, okay, we don't give a damn about next year because we already know we're going to suck next year, so we'll take the Jimmy contract because at the end of that year we're going to have so much money and draft picks because we're going to suck so bad next year. So it just depends what you're adding besides the Butler at that point. What can you add to entice them?
Not inconceivable, and I mean, unless if the Bucks weren't in love with Kuminga, then I mean, I guess it's possible because you have the money. You do have a big contract, and you do have some young players and a lot of picks, so it's possible, I guess. But
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it's.
Yeah,
I still think it's slightly on the table. I'll give 5%.
Yeah,
but
I mean, yeah, it's. I think it's definitely less on the table than it was before. Because I think
for sure.
I think if it was going to happen, I would think that the Bucks would have been interested in Kuminga, right? Because that's a young piece going back that you believe in. So I think that they basically got word that, you know, that the Bucks were like, hey, maybe either Giannis maybe was hesitant on coming here, or, you know, obviously they didn't want to wait either. You know, we're not going to wait till the last second because we got to do something. So I don't know. It's possible they could do it with the maneuverability. They have that, but I think this kind of signals that I don't see that happening at all, Manny. But.
Or if you hear it within the next 24 hours that all of a sudden dude goes to Miami, then you know they basically told the Warriors, hey, we're going in another direction. Yeah. The Warriors pulled their trigger, and then here comes the other trigger.
That's what. But again, and we're all just guessing.
Yeah, we're speculating.
I think that's kind of what that's kind of been what the reporting is, right? Lately, it's kind of seemed like it's been angled towards Miami and Minnesota. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would think if the Warriors kind of like, all right, we kind of got read between the lines, and we're gonna go ahead and make this deal, and at least not come up empty-handed at the trade deadline. So,
bro, another one. Trace Jackson Davis to the Raptors for a 2026 second round pick via the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that.
He hasn't been really playing though, right?
Yeah, I know. I like Trace. That's just a roster thing. So they might, that's a roster.
Yeah, it's a roster thing
because they have Porzingis, they have Post, they have Horford.
Yeah.
So now Draymond. You know what I mean?
So he's pretty much sitting on the bench anyway. At this point.
And I like him. It's nothing against him. You know what I mean? They probably
it's a numbers
game. You know what? We're covered here. Let's him, and there's probably going to be another move to follow. Maybe small, not necessarily saying a big move, but So that was just more of a roster construction type of move.
They did not get their center full.
Well, I mean, to me though, I think that pretty much kills any Sabonis talk. I mean, they've given up their.
I don't think so.
They've given up their second round pick.
I don't think PJD would do that, but
I know what you're saying about the picks part of it, but you can still work around if they really want them.
I mean, you could, yeah, but
I mean, it's not
but
bad.
At this point,
the Warriors drafted him in the 50s. They played him for a few years, whatever. They got a second round pick back in Toronto. They need some depth. They got a guy who's in his third season, I believe. Third season, So he still has some. He's still young. He's cost effective. So I mean, it's a small move. Okay.
I think it's a small move. I think a little bit of a small ripple effect of that is it does put Sacramento on alert from the Toronto side. Like, look, bro, we're not waiting around. Look, we'll go give somebody a second round pick for this dude to help us out. You better hurry up. Because we ain't gonna have many of these left. We might go do another second round. At that point, you're done. So you better make a decision. So I mean, I think in some ways, again, it's speculation, but Golden State definitely trying to, do a little bit of something, like you said.
I mean,
do something.
Like I said, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh yeah, hey, bro, this is a missing piece, man. They 7-footer, it's like, no, I'm not gonna go that far, but I'm also not gonna say that was, it was nothing. I think it was a shrewd move as far as what they gave up. They gave up Kuminga and Buddy, which is, on any given night, those guys can offer you something, but not consistently. Porzingis gives you the shooting that Buddy kind of gave you more or less, and he's gonna play more than Kuminga. So, I mean,
if he's healthy, he could. I mean, that could be a dangerous acquisition for the playoffs.
He's a really good player when he's healthy.
When he's healthy, he's good.
So, which is a big if, and it's a 1-year deal, right? So it's kind of. It's not like they got this guy for the next 3-4 years, but it's a move that could help, and that's all I asked for, right? Give them somebody who can help. They need help rebounding. It was disgusting watching them. Who were they playing the other day?
They were getting out rebounded like crazy.
Oh my god, bro, it was bad.
It was like third and fourth rebounds.
They were playing the Sixers. Yeah, Jesus. Mm-hmm. Andre Drummond was having a field day. His fat ass wasn't even jumping, dude. Snatching down rebounds, dude. Yeah. So
I got stories about him.
It's a move that helps. How much? I mean, that's TBD, but I mean, I'll give it a solid B-. As what do you think?
I like it, bro. I want to tell you I hate it, and I don't.
All that, but just off face value, it's like, it wasn't bad.
They weren't. They weren't playing. They weren't playing Kuminga and Buddy Hield anyway, and they will play Porzingis. So I mean, I think it's a solid B move for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, but I mean, people are gonna rip the move. They'll find something to complain about, but
that's any move. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
but
and this is all my long circle where I say, hey, at the deadline, you never know, son. He could probably fetch you more than what you're going to get. And then this is basically, a better trade than the Devin Carter and Saric. Now,
absolutely.
Now, again, they had to go through the season, and the Warriors might fizzle out, but I feel like they waited. They were stingy as hell. They stuck to their guns, and they found a player that they wanted, and they also they're not getting salary in the future years, which they wanted too. So I think they got to give some credit to the front office, like. They got Kuminga to sign the deal they wanted with the team option, and they stuck to their guns when they got drugged. Hey, trade him, just get whoever you can for him, whatever. They didn't do it. They stuck to their guns, and they got a productive player who, when healthy, is could be is a very good player. So we'll see how it pans out.
And I think even on the other side, the flip side of that is for Atlanta is. I like a lot of what they've done. They've traded some salary. They've got some shooters now in the last couple trades that they've had. I think they can make a decision on Kuminga at some point.
Is it Jalen Johnson, the kid over there?
The All-Star? Yeah, he's balling. They're a nice young running team. And I don't think anything they've done is not geared for this year at all. It's more towards a youth movement for the going forward. But they have a nice nucleus where they can afford to watch these guys grow. Even on the Kuminga side of it, they can see what he can do for them and their offense.
But I feel like I don't know. I feel like Atlanta's Kuminga will love it in Atlanta. I feel like that's a good play. He's young,
some wings.
Yeah,
he's gonna love the wings.
I feel like Kuminga gonna. I feel like he's gonna like it over there, man. He's still young. I don't know. Maybe he has kids. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think he does.
That don't stop anybody anyway. What the hell?
That's true, especially not in the NBA.
Not in the NBA.
Not in the NBA. Not in any professional sport.
Hey, man.
So, David, going back to the Kings a little bit, we've heard them talk today.
My bad, guys. Sorry. Carry on.
Because we talk. I see it now. I didn't catch it the first time. I can see it now. Motherfucker. With the Kings, do you see? I heard them talk today. If you don't see another move done up until the trade deadline, are you like D'Lo, where it's hey, we've been telling you, they've been telling us this might be what it is, or are you gonna flip out and toss desks and go crazy?
And that's why in the Discord I always post that gif of Zendaya when she's in Spider-Man. She says, "Hey, expect disappointment, never be disappointed." I'll laugh and give them some shit, but when I say they're running it back, I fully expect most of these guys to be on the team next year. They could surprise me. We'll see what happens in the next, however many hours we got until the deadline. But I honestly thought that was kind of what was going to happen all along. And I'm not trying to be Mr. LaDavid over here, but I don't know. I always, with the Kings, it seems like every year they're mentioned in some kind of, Kyle Kuzma and who is the forward on the Lakers? Montrezl Harrell are coming for Buddy Hield. No, that didn't happen. They're going to trade Fox for Steph Castle and this, that, and the other. No, that's not what happened. Sabonis is going to the Raptors. No, that's not going to happen probably. So, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But the only thing like I said, I hope that they start playing the young guys and plan for this draft because I think you're going to get one of those ones in this draft. I honestly do.
Yeah, I do too.
And we're never that lucky, but, we'll see.
So if you don't, if they, but so even if you're not disappointed or you're just this is what I expected, how do you feel any different about Scott Perry?
Yeah, I do.
Right? Okay, so you look a little sideways at him.
Yeah, because this is where I, going back to the shows, this is where I agree with Jesse. okay, you're going to say this is Monty's mess. This is Monty's mess. Well, they hired you to clean it up. Do something about it. If you have to take pennies on there, do something about it and pick a direction. So, yes, I mean, this is, Kenny's little rant, I agree, dude, you're wasting our time right now. Do something and give us the plan. Not everything. Don't spell out all your moves, but give us a direction to go into. And yes, I will look at him a little with some side eye if nothing gets done and this is all that he does.
Right. Yeah, I'm the same. I think I've been trying to avoid going to any games this year too. Like I've had people, I'm good, and I'm going Friday because it's Hello Kitty night. So Sin wanted to go, and I'm like, all right, man. Like I know it's for a we'll go for that. Like, but other than that, like even the Bulls game, I'm like, I'm good, man. Like, some tickets.
Is it Stephen Brown night with the Bulls team?
It must be. Shoot. They literally have a team now where they don't have anybody over 6'8" on their team right now. They're literally the Midwest Kings. They have 10 point guards. They have 10 guards
on
doing, that team right now. Huh?
You know what they're doing? They're playing chess, bro. They're waiting for Steve Kerr. Leave the Warriors. What is Steve Kerr like?
Steve Kerr ain't going
guards.
I don't think he'll coach another team.
Steve Kerr, the Bulls, calling it now.
No, he can stay where he's at. I'm good on that.
Wow, that's how you talk about a Chicago legend?
Yeah. He's
damn,
good.
bro.
I don't even hate the Dodgers, though.
Damn, man.
I don't need that team. There's no Steph Curry on that team, so there's no Steph Curry, bro.
What did Steve do to you, bro?
He let Michael punch him in the face. He should have did something about it.
He did. He didn't back down. He's right there. Where Chicago guys are different breed, man.
Yeah, that team is wild right now. I don't know I've never seen so many guards on a team other than Sacramento. They literally, I was going through a list. I had made a list too, and I was like, damn, there's no way you keep all 10.
Kobe White got moved, right?
White? He got moved.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Kobe went to.
So many moves right now, man.
Was it?
I have it right here. I just have to look at it. So many moves.
Was it
Charlotte? He went to Charlotte. Yeah.
Okay, Charlotte.
So let's get into that. All these moves are made, and from your initial look at all of it, right? Like Harden went to Cleveland. Darius Garland went to. Where did Garland go to?
Garland go to the Clippers?
He went to the Clippers, right? Anthony Simons went to Chicago. Vucevic went to Boston.
That's an interesting move right there.
The Boston one?
Yeah, that's interesting, yeah.
So I think for that one, to me, what that signals is Tatum is way ahead of schedule. And whether it's
maybe
at the end of the season or sometime in the playoffs, they expect him back. Because I don't think you make a move like that unless you know that dude's gearing up to play again. And he doesn't even have to be at 100% because they're stacked. And if you look at them in the East, even just as they are a top 3 seed. Yeah. So it's they got as good a chance as anybody.
And I think that the Vooch move just feels more of a need, for them. They have guys in the backcourt, right? They have guys, and I think he was playing very well. In January he was cooking, but I think for him that's not a player they need. I think that Vooch, say what you want about Vooch, but he's a vet. He's a guy who can score a rebound, and that's a position that they're not,
They were hurting in rebounding. They were hurting. They were hurting in rebounding.
I think that's a move that fits their roster. Well, will work out. I don't know, but I think that's an interesting little move right there.
So if you guys had to pick so far winners, losers, ones that made you scratch your head, where would you look at in all that? Who do you think really at this point? It could change in the next day and a half, obviously, but is there any tricks you're like, all right, man, you guys are I think Cleveland looks great. I don't know if it's going to work, but I think they put up a lot of positions there.
I don't know about Cleveland. I think that they might be trying to make another move. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I think Harden went there because they probably told him we'll pay you.
I don't think so. He's under contract.
Is he? I thought he was.
He's not a free agent.
I thought next year he's a free agent or something.
Maybe after next year.
Let me look him up. Because I thought that was why the reason that he went to. Let's see.
That's usually the reason why he leaves is he can't get an extension.
It's money, yeah. That's always.
But he's not even eligible for an extension yet.
So he got a player option. Yeah, he got a player option for next year.
Yeah, so he's not even eligible for an extension yet.
Yeah, but he's gonna decline the player option and he's gonna get a 2-year deal.
Maybe.
No.
But But Cleveland doesn't have to pick it up, and then they're off the money's off their books. So
yeah, but you're not going to trade away Garland for a half season of James Harden.
That's the thing is, if you're in the East, you go for it now because you don't know where you're going to be next year. So that's what all these teams are doing. That's what it seems like.
In my opinion, they're going to give him an extension though, and that's why he agreed. I think that's why he agreed to go there.
I think that you could be right. I think it also depends on whether he performs in the playoffs or not, which he never does. But if he does,
exactly, that's why I don't think he cares where he goes. Really, like I think it's for him. I don't think that winning right now for him is his ultimate goal. I'm not saying he doesn't want to win, but I think securing that bag, is operation number one right now. And again, this is just me talking out my ass, but. I think that's why he and it's not just me. I've read some stuff that I kind of seemed like out of the blue, right? Like Harden said.
Yeah.
So I think that obviously Clippers, they've been playing really well, but it just stinks over there, right? It's like just the whole bomber stuff, and it just.
I feel like it's always been the Clippers though. Like they have a little brief moments, but. For the most part, they've been the laughing stock. So
when the going gets tough, Harden gets going. So he gets going out of town. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I wonder what Utah's going to look like.
I was going to say that next. What do you think about Utah?
Because Jaren Jackson Jr. is a good defensive big man, and Markkanen can still play, and he's another player when healthy. Man, that dude's dangerous too. Kessler's still pretty good. They still got what's his name, Keontae George.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
Ace
really
Bailey.
Good. Ace Bailey's growing into his own.
I wonder what that team's going to look like. Probably next year.
They got Filipowski still too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, I saw something like a depth chart, with the Jazz. Yeah, it was triple. It was JJJ. It was Markkanen. It was I think Kessler's out for the year. I think.
Was he?
Yeah,
I think so. I
know he's hurt for sure.
Yeah, and then they have the guy Filipowski with like the nanny who was like.
Oh yeah,
watching him extra good.
That's sometimes.
Yeah,
they were you get your bonus.
They were so.
They still got Bailey, like you said. They're probably going to have a lottery pick. I wonder. I don't know. I might say Utah's could be
my favorite. Yeah, like one of my most interesting. Like moves. I'm like, okay, like they've been sitting on our hands for forever, and then out of nowhere kind of thing. That's what I like about the NBA. Sometimes I feel like. Sometimes out of nowhere, right? Like not some teams moving. A lot of teams move with silence. Sometimes like damn, what the hell? I did not hear anything.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that move for the Jazz.
Like nobody thought about Memphis other than Ja being moved. Like everything else was like okay, whatever.
Because even D'Lo and KC, or maybe it was just KC and friends. They had I forget the gentleman's name, but he was a Memphis Grizzly, talking head, sports personality. And they were talking. He's like, man, no, we're not. We ain't moving on from Jaren. We're not moving on from Ja. Like, and I get it, but then obviously things didn't, haven't gone the way that they wanted to. But at least they got what 3 or 4 first round picks for Bane. They got 3 so they got 7 picks. So it's like,
yep.
So yeah, I think that they're finally, and I've heard people speculate that they got Ja's getting moved. But they're like, they made the Jaren move first. Like, we got picks because they don't think Ja's really going to bring a big return back. But
I hate to read.
What about Ja to Sack? What you guys think?
I'd take him. I don't know whether it work out or not. I don't know because I don't know.
Like Levine for Ja. Like I don't know.
In a heartbeat.
Maybe a some highly protected pick or maybe or like a couple seconds, something like that. Like more or less. Levine for Ja. And again, I don't know if Memphis is interested in doing that, but what do you guys think about that?
I'd take a chance, but I just don't think it's likely. I don't think I don't know. Again, I mean, it comes down to Scott Perry, man. What does that guy want? Like I said, I really didn't want Trae Young, but okay, he was a player who was available. You didn't want
You
him.
know who didn't want him?
Huh?
You know who wanted Trae Young?
Who?
Stanley. You guys hear that?
But again, I mean, it goes back to like, what does Perry want though, man? Okay, you don't like Ja. Okay, fine. You don't like Trae Young. Fine. You know, you don't want this guy. You don't want this guy. You try to get Kuminga for pennies on the dollar. What do you want?
It's like asking your wife what she wants to eat, David.
Seriously,
about this? No. How about this? You pick.
But then if you suggest something, they say no.
Want? What do you like?
but then when you say, okay, let's go here, then no, I don't want that.
And then they yell at you. You make it this.
Yeah. So that's true. I think the job move. I think if it was just more or less for Levine straight up, maybe some small throw-ins or whatever. I don't think that's a terrible move, man. I mean, I think Ja, he has issues, but if you're not investing a ton of capital in there, as far as assets, draft assets, all that, I think it's a risk. He's gonna fill the stands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna fill the stands. It's gonna be exciting. I mean, they were a very good team at one point. Was that just him? He was.
As long as you keep him off of Freeport, and we're gonna be all right.
I think he's kind of a similar player to Fox a little bit. As far as just their natural abilities, their athleticism and their burst and their ability to play with the pick and roll. I think so. I mean, I don't know if you don't get off Sabonis, if you can't get off Sabonis, maybe if you're able to somehow Levine and some other small fringe parts for Moran and run that Moran Sabonis pick and roll. Like I can see that maybe that's at least a little something for an offensive hub, and then you not saying you just go for it there. You still retool and you maybe DeRozan and get rid of others and try to bring in other young pieces around that. But at least you would have some sort of like a semblance of an offensive system and pieces that fit together, right?
Yep. But here's the problem is, and this goes back to the whole Sabonis Toronto kind of mirror thing is. The reason that Triple J got moved, I'm pretty sure it wasn't just, they've been working on this for months or a week. It was also Utah made them an offer they couldn't refuse. They gave them all these picks, right? Like, bet. Like, we wanted to move him first, but bet because you came and we can't wait. We can't take the chance that we're going to lose this chance.
And I think that's smart, right? Because they've been what has everybody been hammering them for, right? Or criticizing? They've just been accumulating picks, right? Accumulating picks. Yep. But finally, that there's a player that they had, and I'm assuming that this is a guy, like you said, it wasn't just somebody who was available, and it was like, hey, we identified this guy, right? He fits what we want to do. We've been stacking our war chest, right, with picks, and they made the move and they got him. Is it going to work out? No, but I think I like the move for Utah. I mean, they're not going to get free agents, right?
Yeah, no.
Yes,
they're like Sack. You got to make a trade to get somebody here, and hopefully they fall in love with the city.
Yeah,
that's what it's always been the formula.
Well, Utah's a little bit different because at least Utah has some pieces, right? They got a walk. They have a Walker Kessler. They got marketing. They got
Bailey.
They have some Ace Bailey. They have a nucleus or a semblance of. They have some young, exciting talent. And now, and Jared Jackson's not that old. Feels like he's been in the league for 10 years, but he's not that old. So another guy you move that is still able to grow and work with those players, and bam, you can make some progress quick. But the Kings don't really have those young up and coming players where if you do make a move like for a big guy, it's like it's not it's still going to be.
Well, and here's the thing about Sacramento. Okay, you want this flexibility, you want this cap space, you want to be ready for 2027. Bro, nobody's signing here. I don't care how much cap room you have. I don't care if there's another option. And people don't like to hear this, dude. Sacramento's a bottom tier city when it comes to the NBA. It just is. It's not a destination. Nobody wants to play here. Nobody wants to. Yeah, once they come here, they'll want to live here. Because they
you got them here.
It's a decent place, but nobody is signing here. So you're gonna have all this cap space. You're gonna have this flexibility. For what?
Yeah.
You might as well take on the Pirtle contract. I wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying you might as well sign some guys or trade for some guys because you're not getting anybody to sign here. So again, what is Perry doing?
And it goes back. And what does Utah have? A direction. They've picked a lane. They picked a direction.
Yeah,
This is what they're doing.
And look
what is marketing?
Right?
What is the biggest criteria? What's the biggest criticism on marketing?
Defense.
Yeah. What did they just do? Well, that too. But what did they just do? They shored up all his deficiencies by putting somebody behind him that can help him out, right? Like they have a direction to go in. And so it goes back to what Kenny said. Pick a direction and go with it. So if that means you got to pull the trigger on something that on paper might not be the greatest trade, so fuck. Just pick a direction to go in and go with it. Because like David said, nobody's lining up to sign and take care. The only players that are going to line up and sign, and this happened with Chicago after Jordan left. The only players that are going to line up to sign with you are bum players willing to take over contracts, right? Like the contracts they don't deserve, but they know you have to spend the money. Like the Ricky Davises of the world, and I forgot Larry Hughes got money from them. Like players that I'm not saying
Larry Hughes on the Warriors.
Oh my God, Larry Hughes on Chicago.
Well, and if I could jump in, and to me that's what makes the 2023 offseason that much more like ridiculous. It's like you said, it's like, oh well, we don't want to go into the. I don't even want to get back into it, but it's like, oh, Max, bro, this is your time. You have a decent team. Take that step.
You have momentum.
They're not coming. They're not coming. Pause.
Yeah. Do
not come. They're not going to come. So it's like, here's your chance that, and was it, like you said, I know we talk about a little bit of fool's gold and all that, maybe, but this is the best chance. This is, the closest you've gotten to a,
even if you did it and it didn't work, this fan base would be like, nobody would be in the fan. I mean, there's always going to be a couple, but for the most part, the fan base will like, we still appreciate you going for it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It is what it is. Whatever happened, happened.
You gave us somebody, and you gave us, you went for it. You actually reach into your pocket a little bit and shout out some dough and show that you care. So I'm
going to show you a perfect example. And I always go back to my other team, but you can criticize the Bulls team that year all you want to. Like they had Lonzo. They were number one in the East and were considered a top contender, right? Lonzo goes down and it all goes to hell. We get that. But anyone you ask in Chicago was like, hey, man, they went for it, though.
Right.
They went and got Lonzo. They were ready to go. Who knows what would have happened? They still could have crashed out the next year, but they went for it.
Right.
And that's all you can ask is your team to go for it.
And it had, like you said, it had some kind of like it had a plan, right? It
had a plan.
A plan. You can't always predict the weather or whatever, but you at least you have a plan. And I don't blame you because I do the same thing for the Warriors. Like I always go back to that, but it's because we've seen teams where it's like we can relate certain situations to where the Kings are at with in certain scenarios. So no, I definitely get it.
Yes. I feel for the fan base, man, because obviously, like Drew, I know you're a Ghost fan. I'm a Bulls fan. I do love Sacramento, but I'll never claim to be David or any of the people that have been like diehard since they were kids. But I feel that pain because it's like, bro, I wish they gave what y'all deserve. Because no matter what anything says, the fan base is a dope ass fan base. They show up and show out. You saw how they were 2 years ago. Like this city was rocking. I mean, I ain't never seen, even in the years, they reminded me of the old school Bulls. This whole city was rocking. Even the whole rivalry of the Golden State thing, like that was beautiful. Like in hindsight, that was dope. Yeah. I wish we could have kept it going longer.
Right.
Like it was good for everybody.
I don't know why
it
had to be so hostile though, man. shit got a little wild. Bro. I didn't know it was
people lost their damn mind.
They lost their minds, bro.
I was rooting though too, man. I was in my grandparents' basement watching that game, man. I seen that tip out. I still remember the slow motion. I was like, I was rooting for y'all, man. Come on now.
Well, bro, think about it. When you first got that first piece, with that first dime, you went wild too.
What are we talking about?
You went wild too.
What the hell?
You know what I'm talking about.
Are we talking about basketball?
No, sir. No, sir. Not at all. So that first time, it's always the best, man. That feeling.
That's debatable. I don't think that's true, actually. That's not true. That's a myth, bro.
That's true.
Nah,
you're right.
That ain't the best, man.
You're right.
Might be one of the worst, actually, depending,
That's true. It depends.
So I digress. Anyways,
Michigan had twice though. Michigan tried it both times. Michigan's tried it both ways, so I don't know which one he enjoyed more. But anyway, so no. I don't know how these trades were crazy, man. Like,
they started coming fast and furious, man.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
that AD was out of nowhere too. Like, I know people have been talking about it.
Those are the ones where the AD, the Jerry Jackson.
Well, they were just 10 minutes before talking about Washington was one of the teams that was interested in Sabonis, and then 10 minutes later they traded for AD. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I guess he's out the running. Like free agency, right? Where it's like, oh, this team is like, oh no. They signed so and so, so yeah, I guess he ain't going there.
And I before we like move on from anything, and somebody said it earlier on this broadcast, at the end of the day, when all the dust settles on this team and everybody's gone and they've done whatever the hell it is that they're going to do, because we still don't know what it is, this city should really, really, really embrace DeMar DeRozan as much as possible, because he has been nothing. There's nothing that dude's done but been a consummate pro during every. I've never seen a player go through everything that his up and downs here, and you never hear about him talking smack. I understand he gets paid a lot of money, but he's never acts disgruntled. He goes out and plays. He plays 30 minutes a game every day. I'm never gonna take nothing away from that dude ever.
Only thing I'll say is, didn't Mike Brown approach him to come off the bench?
I don't know. I don't know how true that is.
Apparently,
he may have.
Allegedly, and he's supposedly that did not go over well. So
I don't blame him, but I can't even knock him for that. Like, who's he supposed to come off the bench for? Show me somebody that was better than him.
It's not always about being better. Andre Iguodala was better than Harrison Barnes.
Fuck that. I'm not coming off the. I'm not going to come off the bench for someone for a mediocre team. Now, if I'm the Ginobili and I'm on a championship caliber team, sure. If I'm on a team like you said, Harrison Barnes, Andre Iguodala, where you're raising to a championship, I'm not coming off the bench for a 30-win team just because you want me to come off the bench. I'm just not. Show me a championship caliber team, sure. I'll sacrifice to come off the bench to win a championship.
All right.
But not for no bum-ass team. Come on, man. No, I'm going to get mine. That's that. I'm going to Kenny on that one. I'm going to get mine. You ain't give me you got to give me a reason to come off the bench.
DeMar DeRozan rings, bro.
That's
so,
they weren't going to get a ring if he got off the bench. So what are you talking about? So if he came off the bench, they were contenders?
100% winning a ring. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
Then,
I'm just saying,
then what are we talking about?
This is my opinion. We're talking, right? We
talk,
pardon. We pardon. I don't think winning. I don't think winning at this stage of his career. I don't think winning is his ultimate goal. That's all I'm saying. And that's pure speculation on my point. I'm not saying he's a bad dude. He doesn't try hard. In my opinion, I don't think winning is his biggest goal at this point in his career. That could be reckless speculation. That's just me. That's my opinion.
I think that was one of the just staying on DeMar again. I think you're right, man. I mean, I think he is a pro, but going back to when the Kings first got him, again, man, a few people have said this in the chat. I think it was, in hindsight, a huge mistake to think that just because he was, I'm not to Adam, but it was a huge mistake thinking his scoring would offset what Harrison Barnes did for this team.
Absolutely.
Say what you want about Harrison. But again, he was a dude who, again, just like DeMar, played every game. He guarded multiple positions. He shot the ball decently from outside, something that DeMar doesn't do. He was a much better three-point shooter than DeMar, and the players loved him. And giving up Barnes like that, man, it's I don't think they were able to come back from that. I think he was a lot more important to this team than adding a 20-point, per game score. And I'm not saying he was perfect and that they shouldn't have upgraded from him. Of course they should have, but DeMar wasn't the player to do that.
But that's a management thing too, though. Like,
oh yeah, no, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's not DeMar's fault.
Yeah,
No.
They offered him the money, he took it, right? Like, but I think we all said that when that move happened, like, it was a name signing at best. Mm-hmm. Like they they had missed on so many trying to get players. He was the one player that was willing to sign here, so they thought they were going to bring excitement just by signing a name. And then Vivek with his goofy head, they're not like us and all that stuff. Like, come on, bro. Like, to me, that's an insult to the fan base. Like, you're trying to make it sound like you made this big splash signing when we already know he's a redundant player. Like, this is not going to change the fortunes of this team. Like, it's just not. It's one of those things where he just doesn't fit. It is what it is, though. Whatever it is at this point. But now, Zach, that's even worse. Like, you doubled down. Let me go get Zach, too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a comedy of errors, man.
Yeah, man. It's a poorly run organization.
But to your point, at some point, it's like, man, you gotta just stop the bleeding, man. Like, you're over here, like, opening up more cuts, trying to stitch up yourself. You're just creating, you know what I mean? Like, you're just creating more. It's like just stop. Just put, you know what I mean? Stop trying to do the quick fix. You know what I mean? Just gut the roster, and you know, it's not like you have to have a roster of all 24-year-old guys or whatever, or only young players. But it's like those high usage veterans that are like, they're just gonna, you know, they're gonna stunt growth of younger players. It's like those guys aren't gonna help, you know. Maybe one. You can't have Russell Westbrook, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan like in your starting, like in your those three, like that. You can't do that, man.
Nope.
No, you can't.
So,
I'm surprised right now. It's like 8.5 minutes to go in the game. Sacks up by 1, and they got Devin Carter in there.
Oh, don't worry, they'll pull him.
He actually had a nice move earlier. I was like, damn, he's athletic when he
But
went.
what the hell happened? Now Memphis is up by 4.
As much as we talk about Devin Carter and whatever, it's like, let the kid play at least, man. If you're not going,
might as well.
If you're not going anywhere, let the kid play. Like it and it's
they've
like,
done him such a disservice, bro.
Can it get worse? You're literally the worst team in the league. Like, I don't know if it actually can get worse.
If you think about their draft picks and how many players they've done a disservice, like I love Davey. I don't think Davion Mitchell was ever supposed to be picked where he got picked, but you picked him there and you just same with Keon. Like all these players that you try to develop, but then you would never give them time to fully develop. Like either play them or don't pick them. Like it's simple, bro. Like even with Carter, do I think he's a good player right now? No, but I don't have enough data to even give you an honest answer.
Yeah. It's like if you draft him to be the backup point guard, like let me get.
Bro, you drafted him top 10. Like what are we talking about? He's a lottery pick, and you just said F it. Even if he has a bad ad, like all that stuff that they say happens and all that, I don't care. Play the man.
Yeah, that was such a head scratching pick, man. So
was Davion Mitchell.
Yeah,
I think it was one of those moves to me. Like this again, it's just me, my opinion, but it's kind of like he's a Morey guy, right? Mighty McNair, he's a Daryl Morey guy, and they're all about like analytics and like. You know what I mean? Try to be the smartest motherfucker in the room all the time. And so, you know, because everyone's like, oh, Devin Carter, he's this, you know, he's the top, whatever pick, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes like, and again, it's just, you know, me spitballing, but it's like, you try to be the smartest guy in the room and there's value here based on, you know, whatever, instead of being like, hey, like, you know, we don't need guards. We need shooting or we need this, you know, we could have used Dom Connect. I know Connect's not right now, but you know, something else, size, something, right? It's like, you know, I get BPA, you know, based on maybe your draft board, but sometimes it's like you gotta go BPA a position in need in some cases, especially if it's not like a slam dunk, can't miss type of prospect. You know what I mean?
I'll take an eye test over all the numbers any day, and that's not even saying that's 100%, right? Nothing you're ever gonna do is gonna 100%. Some of it is luck, right? Some of the picks are luck. Some of it is, you know, just being at the right place, being on the right team. Some guys flourish on one team that they sucked on other team. Sam Darnold in football is a perfect example of that.
Third, fourth team, right?
Yeah, and now all of a sudden he looks like a superstar. Like you put guys in the right positions to succeed. That's your job, to put them in a position to succeed. If you're going to start them off in the bad position to begin, how do you expect to grow these guys? Like it just can't.
Well, like you said, Manny, like with the eye test, man. Devin Carter was fine in college, but man, I don't know how he did what he did shooting the ball the way he does. Like, bro, he shoots like a little kid who can't reach the rim.
That man got some arc, boy.
You know, and I was like, I mean, he shoots like a little kid. I'm serious. So like,
Yeah.
bro, you're seeing that as a NBA GM, and you're telling me that's the dude who you think, and he maybe he turns into a better player, but dude, his defense didn't make up for that.
And the funny thing is, like, I watched a lot of his games in college at the time, and I was like, my initial thought was, he's a dog. He's definitely a dog. He's athletic. He's a good defensive player, but he's not a top 10 pick. Like, he's somebody you get at the end of the first round, beginning of second, and if he develops into something great, but at worst, he's your backup. You don't draft somebody in the top 10 to be a backup. Like, you just don't, man. And then he was injured. Like, that's even the worst part of the whole thing is like, dude was already, you already knew he was going to be out for the year. So you already stunted his growth. You knew his growth was going to be stunted from the first part from when you drafted him. Like, he was already behind the 8 ball being injured. So it's like, what are we doing, man? And same with Davion Mitchell. Like, I like him a lot. I understand Kings fan base loving the dude. And I get it because of the way he plays. Like, he's a typical, what I always say is a Chicago player. Like, Chicago fans, especially in football, love the gritty guys, the guys that get down, play defense, that'll dive. That's wonderful. But again, it's not a top 10 pick. Like, that should be a franchise player that you look at in the top 5 to 8 picks, right? Like, that's how I look at it. Like, you should at least be gunning for that. Doesn't mean you're going to hit, but you should be gunning for trying to get a franchise player. And this organization, time and time again, has not done that. They have not done that.
No, they haven't done it, or they've given up on guys too early or kept guys too long. It's like, man, everything that they could do wrong, they've
done. Yeah.
They do.
If there was a checklist for doing everything wrong, they'd have straight A's. Shoot.
Seriously.
They'd be valedictorians in that. Jesus Christ, man.
Drafting wrong, signing the wrong guys, making the wrong trades, hiring the wrong coaches.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, that's another thing to bring up too. You know, Doug, man, I mean,
that's a tough one for me to talk about, man. But I get it.
But man, you can't.
I just need to know, like, and not that we'll ever know, don't know if it'll ever be said. I need to know how much control he really has. Like, how much of this is puppeteering or how much of it is him saying, these are the guys I'm going to play. Because if he is really into this veteran thing that he's doing right now, then he got to go. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, you got to go. And I love you to death as a person, as a part of being the Sacramento community, all that. But you're a terrible head coach if that's the route you're going. If it's coming from above, then I feel for the man. Because at that point, I will ask the question to Perry and them. Is like, well, then if you were going to do that, bro, you should have just made Bobby Jackson head coach. Like, or like just pick anybody to be a lame duck coach other than people that are revered in your community. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, what did you, again, just like the DeMar signing, did you think because you signed Doug to be the coach, everybody was going to be like over the moon and just thanking the gods that you hired an ex-Sacramento King player? Like,
not to cut you off, Danny, but your Chicago Bulls, let's see, New York Knicks are trading Gershon Yabusele to the Chicago Bulls for Dalen Terry.
Okay, so they gave up on Terry. Okay.
I've traded him for Yabusele.
Well, at least it's a guard. At least they got rid of another guard, so now we're only down to 9 guards. That's great.
I like Yabusele. Was he?
Yeah, he's decent.
Sixers last year after France. He would play for France, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Sixers and
he shows flashes. He showed some flashes of decency.
Yeah, he's a big, athletic, strong dude, and
I like the move.
Like maybe he didn't fit in with the Knicks. I don't know.
Terry definitely they had been trying to groom for 2 years, and he definitely hadn't been panning out. But they suck at. It's another organization that sucks at developing players. I mean, Kobe's probably the exception, but like Patrick Williams has never panned out. Terry has never panned out. They've had issues with I love Ayo the sumo. Yeah, I've loved him since he was at Illinois, but they've never really developed him properly either because of Kobe being there. So they're a hot mess too. But at least they're coming off their contracts. They got rid of Vooch. That was the last of the big ones there. You know, shout
Like,
out
there
to
was
Big
doing
One.
something.
Huh?
There's rumors of Vooch forever, man. His name been brought up for the last like 4 years. I feel like.
And I'll say that they were if they had did it 2 years ago, and it goes back to like getting Hulls, like they probably could have got like multiple first round picks,
right,
and a bunch of stuff. But they waited 2 years too long, man. Like,
yeah, I mean they got an interesting player, I would say back, but yeah, they definitely, yeah, I think, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you want too much for it has more value to you than somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like they wanted to deal him, but only on their terms. That's how it kind of always felt, you know. So,
yeah.
what about? I gotta get out here in a bit, but what about football, man? We ain't talking no football.
Yeah, we're gonna finish it up right now. What do you think about the Super Bowl?
I like the Seahawks. It's not in a blah or whatever, but I just think they defense and you know their offense has been making plays. I think that they got a little bit more than New England. New England's good. Drake May, I like Drake May, but I just think Seattle's defense is really nasty, man. I don't think New England's offense is good enough to put up enough points. So maybe I'll prove wrong, but yeah, I think Seattle is gonna take it.
Are you ready to sing in Spanish at halftime or what, bro?
No. I mean, I know. To me, bro, whatever, dude. I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit, bro. Who cares, dude? Like, who cares, man? People get upset about the stupidest stuff, bro.
Hey, you preaching to the choir.
Hey, you're right about that.
I've seen some horrible halftime shows. I've seen some great ones. Neither one of them have have expected my life.
Don't like it, don't watch it. It's not that difficult, man.
Go to the kitchen, get some more snacks. Go talk to your friends at the party. Wait for the game to come back on. Like, what's the big deal? Yeah, but ain't for you. There's been plenty of halftime shows that weren't for me, and I'm like, all right, let me go get some more food. Let me talk to my boys, get another drink.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they had that one was like Shakira and J-Lo. I was like, bro, I can't watch this stuff. You know?
It's funny because Michigan told me he's just going to put on the subtitles so he knows what they're saying. So he'll put on closed caption. Let me know where you're going to be at Michigan. I'll translate for you, bro.
He's going to be at Sky River, dude.
Just somebody check on Russ when the halftime show goes on. He said he said this is America.
I got a helmet right in the back over there.
What do you think about the Max Crosby news? Oh, well, David, let's get into that real quick.
Whoa, what happened?
He pretty much, I mean, it's hinted that he wants out now.
Oh, call me Ben down. I'm a little late, guys. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him on your Cowboys. But, man, I mean, again, you're talking about picking a direction. That's what the Raiders need to do, too.
Yeah,
I mean, you're paying them that much money for a team that sucks. You know, I mean,
it's going to take a couple of years.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple of years. You might as well, again, stockpile some draft picks. You know, maybe you get an offensive line or something. But, I mean, I think it's time for him to go. He's just wasting away.
If he wants to stay, again, it sounds like from what you're saying, it sounds like he wants out. But if he wanted to stay.
He wants out. They're saying he wants out.
He wants out.
But he's done. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, I mean, like you said.
I think Dallas, Chicago's a great – either one of those, I think. Obviously, I'd want him out Chicago. But I could see both of those teams making a play for him.
It doesn't matter what Dallas does. Doesn't matter.
Well, it matters what Chicago does. Go get him.
Hey, but I don't jump fan bases. You know what I mean? I'm loyal. I'm loyal to my soil over here. We're ass. We're terrible.
Who's your favorite Cowboy of all time? I don't know if I ever asked you that.
It's a really good question, man.
And then David, after he's done, same thing.
And again, like I said, I'm young, so you know what I mean. Like, I grew up watching the '90s and all that. People are gonna hate this, and you can say that how you want, but I don't give a shit. No, because I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go Tony Romo, dude. Tony Romo, my favorite player. Like he wasn't always the best, but
he was dope to me.
Yeah, he was a good player.
I like watching Romo, man. And I feel like they had some bad defenses, and don't get me wrong, he would throw a pick sometimes, and he would throw for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and then dude be staring down Jason Witten on a 3rd and 5, you know, in the 4th quarter and get picked. So. You know,
here's the thing. If you had won a Super Bowl, no one would be talking about that. The same way with Brett Favre. Because Brett Favre won one, no one talks about all those horrific interceptions he threw that took them out of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and there's a lot of players that I'm obviously back to the '90s, Emmitt Smith and Irvin and all that. And I love Jason Witten. But yeah, I think Romo seems like Romo was he's my favorite player. I like watching Romo. He's kind of, to me, he reminds me of Purdy, or Purdy reminds me of Romo a little bit at times. Just with sometimes like, bro, what are you doing back there? Just running around like playing schoolyard, and then he'll just fling it 30 yards for a first down. So yeah, he kind of, to me, Brock Purdy has that freelance and kind of able to make stuff up on the fly, some improvisation that kind of reminds me. So that's my favorite. They've had a lot of good players, but yeah, that's just the quarterback, all that. So second is Trey Lance. Close second, Trey Lance.
Fair enough.
What about you, David?
Man, being a child of the 80s, it's hard for me not to say, again, I grew up watching Marcus Allen play. He was, one of the best Raiders of all time. And it's hard for me not to say Tim Brown. But Manny, you may remember this. Maybe Drew, too. I played DB in high school, so one of my favorite players was a player on the Raiders. His name is Terry McDaniel. He's a cornerback. And, man, at the time, there was a legit conversation on who was better, him or Dion. Mm-hmm. I mean, people don't remember the Pro Bowls and how good Terry McDaniel was. I mean, he led the NFL in interceptions, I think, a couple of years. I mean, the dude was one of the best corners. Then he ripped up his knee, I think, like fifth or sixth year in the league. But, being that was
go to Washington for a while after that too.
What'd you say?
Did he go to Washington after?
I think he either went to Washington or Seattle. I can't remember which team he went to, but yeah, he was one of my favorite Raiders just because he was like one of those shut down corners that you just didn't throw on, and he made the Pro Bowl. I think it was like 4 or 5 years in a row, and then like I said, he got hurt after that. But he was always one of my favorite Raiders. How about you, Manny?
I mean, one of the obvious answers is Walter Payton. I mean, he was so beloved in Chicago. Everything, like, we were so, to this day, fans will still talk about him not getting the ball in the Super Bowl being one of the biggest criminal things ever. As much as we love the fridge, like, he was
that was heartbreaking, man, watching that.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think everyone was okay with it at first because we're like figured like, oh, he'll get the ball again, right? Like, he'll get a chance. But once he did, it was like, bro, like, out of everyone that had blood, sweat, and tears on this team, and he went through like some miserable Bears teams in the late 70s, early 80s, like, to get to that point and him not get a touchdown Super Bowl was criminal. And Mike Dick admitted to it, and he felt bad about it. So definitely Walter. I think Walter was definitely, growing up, was one of my favorites. And then Mike Singletary, bro. Like, I love Singletary, and man, them eyes, like the punishment he put on players was insane, man. Like, so that's probably my two favorite players growing up.
Who you guys got? Who you got winning the Super Bowl?
I got Seattle. I think it's going to be a good game, but I got Seattle.
Yeah, I think it's going to be low scoring. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Seattle's going to win. I had them 28-13. I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout, but I think it's going to be a comfortable win, though. Yeah. I don't know how much excitement there's going to be, and could be totally wrong too, but I just think Seattle's just better.
I just want to see Darnold be like, shut the fuck up to everybody too. Like, there's just something about that. Like, it's one thing. Like, I understand he had a bad playoff last year, but everyone made it seem like that was the pinnacle of his career. Like, it was the first time he was in the playoffs, his first game. How many other players have we seen? Like, great players have like horrific first times in the playoffs, right? And this whole year, that's all they wanted to talk about. Every single goddamn game was like, this dude sucks. He sucks. He's not going to do it in the. And then look what he did against the Rams. Like, he carved their asses up. Like, Jesus. So like, I hope he has a good game. I would hate to see it because then they're just going to go back to the stupid narrative again. Plus, just seeing Minnesota cry, that's good for me too. So
yeah, and Boston can go fuck themselves, dude.
That too. Yeah, anything Boston, I'm against.
That too.
I have a friend that's he's from Boston. He lives in Dallas now, but he's a huge anything in Boston fan. I was like, especially I hate the Celtics and I hate the Patriots the most.
Everyone does.
Yeah, Boston can kiss my ass for what they did to Isaiah Thomas. Like that for me was, I already hated them before that, but that was like the icing on the cake of like, oh yeah, you ain't shit. You and Danny Ainge can suck my dick. Like, oh. So
2022, Steph is the Celtics daddy, so I got some good memories over there.
He's so stupid.
We're gonna have Drew and Jesse on to talk about that finals.
No disrespect to Jesse. Yeah, no disrespect.
No,
hell no. You be proud of the Dubs for beating those Celtics and
it was just because it was like 83% chance Celtics win. Remember they went up 2-1. Van Gundy's Warrior hating ass dude. Bigger, stronger, faster. But shut the fuck up, man. 42.
There you go.
Shut the hell up, Van Gundy. You and Mark Jackson, bro, hate on the Warriors because that's got salty asses, man. Get out of here.
Again, to that point, man, you give Steph half a chance and he could take over a series. And Drew, you're a Warrior fan. I don't care what you say. There's a man walking around with Steph's MVP right now. Ain't no way Andre Iguodala should have gotten that MVP. Bullshit.
I love Iggy. I love everything Iggy did, but not that.
I agree. Yeah. It was just because Steph had a couple rough games, but
that was Steph's MVP.
The Curry stopper. That man almost died, man. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, they get ridiculous sometimes,
bro.
man.
Get out of here.
They get so ridiculous. Yeah, anytime I can see again, like I love Jesse, I love his dad. I appreciate their fandom. I get it, but I can't stand those teams. I cannot stand them. So, all right.
Nothing else we're gonna take off. I appreciate y'all letting me come on, man.
Oh no, we getting out of here. Don't even trip, man. So, Drew, thanks for joining us.
We're about to run into 4 next week, bro. Hold on. Next week to 4.
Oh, you stupid.
Who had the 3.5 over, man?
Well, you got to be live for Warriors trade, so that's dope. I'm gonna have to repost that. So we appreciate you, David.
That was cool.
Once again.
Cool. Yep.
We'll see you at Chatty House later. Peace.
All right, y'all. Have a good night, guys.
Later.
Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the likes now. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.